He couldn't see around her, so he pulled her off by the collar.
"Okay, girl, I'm here now. Let me see what you've got."
He shined the light on the mound of fallen leaves. Jutting out from the pile was an unfathomably small, yet unmistakably human, foot.
"Dear God,"
Nathan said, and set the flashlight down. He scooped underneath the lump with both gloved hands at once, lifted the child up to him, blew leaves off its face. It was wrapped in a sweater, a regular adult-size sweater, and wore a tiny, well-fitted, multicolored knit cap. It could not have been more than a day or two old. He felt he would know more if he could hold the flashlight and the child at the same time. He pulled off one glove with his teeth and touched the skin of its face. It felt cool against the backs of his fingers.
"What kind of person would do such a thing?"
he said quietly. He looked up to the sky as if God were immediately available to answer that question. The sky had gone light now, but just a trace. Dawn had not crested the hill, but lay beyond the horizon somewhere, informally stating that it planned to come to stay. He set the child gently on the bed of leaves and looked more closely with the flashlight. The child moved its lips and jaw sluggishly, a dry-mouthed gesture, as if mashing something against its palate, or, in any case, wishing it could.
"Dear God,"
Nathan said again. He had not until that moment considered the possibility that the child might be alive. He left his shotgun in the nest of leaves because he needed both hands to steady the child's body against his, hold the head firmly to his chest. He and his dog sprinted for the station wagon. Behind them, dawn broke across the lake. Ducks flew unmolested, forgotten. At the hospital, 2 emergency room workers sprang into rapid, jerky motions when they saw what Nathan held. They set the infant on a cart, a speck in the middle of an ocean, and unwrapped the sweater. A boy, Nathan saw. A boy still wearing his umbilical cord, a badge of innocence. As they ran, rolling the cart alongside, a doctor caught up and pulled off the knit cap. It fell to the linoleum floor unnoticed. Nathan picked it up, stowed it in a zippered pocket of his hunting vest. It was so small, that cap. It wouldn't cover Nathan's palm. He moved as close to the door of the examining room as he felt would be allowed. He heard the doctor say, "Throw him out in the woods on an October night, then give him a nice warm sweater and a little hand-knit hat to hold in his body heat. Now that's ambivalence." Nathan walked down the hall and bought a cup of hot coffee from a vending machine. It was indeed hot, but that's all that could be said for it. He stood for several minutes in front of the coffee machine, gazing into its shiny metal face as if looking at a television set, or out a window, or into a mirror. Because, in fact, he could see a vague, slightly distorted reflection of himself there. Nathan was not a man given to eyeing himself for extended moments in mirrors. Shaving was one thing, but to look into his own eyes would cause him to demur, much the way he would if looking into the eyes of another. But the image was just ill-defined enough to cause him no stress or embarrassment. So he stood for a moment, sipping the dreadful coffee, allowing himself to take in the evidence of his own sentience. Feeling, in a way he could not have explained, that some history was being shaped, the importance of which could not be fully estimated. Something had been set in motion, he allowed himself to think, that could never, and perhaps should never, be reversed. When he finished the coffee, he rinsed out the cup at the water fountain and refilled it with fresh water. He walked back out to the station wagon to offer Sadie a drink. 20 or 30 minutes later, the doctor came out of that room. "Doctor," Nathan called and ran down the hall. The doctor looked blank, as if he could not recall where he'd seen Nathan before.
"I'm the man who found that baby in the woods."
"Ah, yes," the doctor said. "So you are. Can you stay a few minutes? The police will want